Timeless reading for Aquarius. Before I get into your cards, I want to apologize for any loud background noises. For example, this one. I'm sitting here with my bird in the room. He's a little bit loud sometimes, but I will stay in the same room with him because I want to include him into the reading. And just when I started to talk about him and when I apologized for the background noises, he was grumbling. He likes doing that. So maybe that's the kind of mood that we can start your reading with. There is something about annoyance, and immediately when I pulled your card, I saw something that was very, very triggering for me. We have the card Wisdom and Pretense next to each other. And immediately when I saw this, I was so triggered by the person on the Pretense card, and it made me feel like I'm getting rashes just thinking about this situation. This is someone not understanding your wisdom, someone not respecting your age. If you are still very young yourself, let's say you are 20, then this could be a little child behaving as if they were 90 years old and you are 20 years old, decades younger. Like, or the other way around, like someone might just be extremely childish and carry a lot of youthful arrogance and ignorance, and you could be the most enlightened person in the room and they wouldn't be able to see or feel it. Like someone here is, sorry, I have to say it, someone here is really, really stupid. For some of you, that could also be that you are some kind of teacher. You are teaching a class with a lot of young people, and somehow it might feel like almost everyone is very disrespectful, or they cannot grasp, or almost no one can grasp the material that you are trying to teach them. This was the very first thing, unfortunately, I was getting from your reading, and it's very, very... If I say it's triggering, it's not expressing truly what it feels like. Like it's... I'm sorry, I have to use another drastic word. It's disgusting, actually. Like, it's a really terrible feeling. I'm sorry. Yeah, that I have to say it this way. Yeah, you might even have physical reactions. Like, it's just... When I saw these two cards and I tapped into the energy, I immediately felt like I wanna... Like, my skin is itching, it's tense, I'm getting rashes just by empathizing with this energy in this situation. So even though that's not a nice way to start the reading, your reading is actually very harmonious, and it's also full of very lucky things. I will get into the positive aspects later. I mean into the very lucky and positive aspects. But now I want to look at the wisdom card separately. Like, this is your wisdom. There's something about that. It could just be your life experience. It could be like if you're not 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 or 100, if you are still 20 something or a teenager or a child, even then you can have a certain amount of life experience, especially if you experience something traumatizing, something traumatic, if you witness something traumatic. It can also give young people a certain kind of life experience. If not everything is going well, if not everything is perfect, I mean, a little child, they can lose a parent, for example, or maybe if it's not something that drastic, they could witness, I don't know, they just could witness something. There is some importance here, and it's a very beautiful energy. It is somehow like being aligned with yourself, realizing this kind of experience that you have is like a jewel that you carry inside. And it cannot be destroyed. The only thing that can happen to this jewel of wisdom and experience, the only thing is that it can get dirty. If you forget about the jewel, if you forget to clean it regularly, and you start to focus on your negative thoughts about yourself, thinking of yourself, maybe you are not very wise, maybe you are worried that you keep on making the same mistakes, you keep on falling for the same people, and you cannot see this inner wisdom anymore, then you start to forget about it more and more, and it's lying around somewhere in the cellar of your subconsciousness. And then it starts to develop some kind of coat, like a dark coat of dirt and dust. But it's still there and it's indestructible. That's actually the very nice energy. Unfortunately, as I said in the very beginning, there's some kind of testing going on here. There is some kind of... Could even be that you might feel ready to share this kind of wisdom in some way, and then the first times you are trying to share something with someone or several people, this will be the reaction, like very immature, very stupid reaction, like really not appreciating, not being capable of seeing your wisdom, like this is the situation. But I feel it's a very brief situation. It will be over quickly. And I feel like it's supposed to be, maybe as I said, it's like some kind of little test, like how firm is your inner wisdom, or how much are you rooted in your inner foundation. Let me just see, I want to push a little bit. That's what life might feel about, what life might want to do. Just a little pushing. So this person or several people will be sent over for this short testing. It might give you the feeling that for a moment, for a day, for a few days, that nothing will ever change. Like this is always the same, life is always like that. And whenever I start to develop further, or I find some self-respect, I find hope, I find inner strength, someone comes along and is testing me. Will this ever end? You might feel like you've been tested too often. Oh, I can totally understand that, but I think this is the wrong conclusion. For some of you, it also can be that there is a little bit of bitterness about feeling tested, about constantly being disappointed, and then you get yourself up after a disappointment, you rebuild yourself, you work on yourself, you work hard within and without. And then being tested again and again, or feeling like life or some kind of higher force, let's just keep failing you in some way, might make you think not like, am I doing something wrong? It will suddenly shift, and you will start to think, maybe I should do something wrong, because actually I haven't done anything wrong. But maybe I should, because many people around me are doing wrong. They are also doing wrong to me. So why should I not make some small mistakes or spare out some work, whatever it is? Like, feeling triggered to do something that you usually wouldn't do, maybe out of maybe just out of anger. This is a short-lived energy, short-lived moment. And also all these cards, they have two aspects. Like there is this beautiful aspect of finding or refinding your inner wisdom, cleaning it, nurturing it, appreciating it. And with the Infinity and Wrong card, there's also a positive aspect here. It's like, as I said earlier, the Infinity card is just that sense of being indestructible. At least this one part in you, this part of wisdom and life experience, it cannot be tainted or destroyed. It can only be coated by some dust, and all you have to do is clean it off. There's also something about housework, some kind of something that needed to be repaired in your house will finally be done. For some of you, there's something about moving, having to take something off the walls. For many, I feel this is something that has been postponed for a long time. And there's some kind of relief. As soon as something is taken out of your home, not someone, but something, piece of furniture, old machines that don't work anymore, something like that. There's one more positive thing I'm getting. I've been getting this actually also from the very beginning on with the Pretense card. Of course, my first impression was this negative thing that I started the reading with, but there is also something that you will realize about your physical health or your physical stability or fitness. There is an improvement here, or a realization of how fit, or that you are actually a lot fitter than you thought you are. You might realize that during some kind of workout. Something is not as bad as you thought it was. And there is trust in your body that is building up. This is a very positive thing. Improvement in your fitness here, or just in how you perceive your own fitness. So this was the first row. It was mixed. It was, as I said, and I apologize for it, but it was just what I felt. It started a bit annoying or negative, but there was also a lot of positivity in there. It's mixed. The second row is utterly positive, good news for you. We are starting with wealth, followed by totality, by win and awareness. And yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Should I explain a lot here? There is financial gain, there is win in forms of, again, there could be two streams of improved finances coming into your life. Like, it's not only coming from one side, it might be coming from several sources all of a sudden. The totality card also stands for trust. As I said, you will improve the trust in your body and in your own life experience and wisdom, but also in your finances and just in luck itself. It's what I'm saying in the beginning. Maybe you've been having the feeling for a very long time that you are very unlucky, that something is very unfair, or as soon as you start to feel like, oh, now it's getting easier, something's getting better, or the way I feel about myself is becoming better, then someone comes along and is testing you. So maybe it went on like this for a very long time, but there is totality here right now, and you might feel ready to jump, not out of despair, but to jump into a decision that you've made, maybe a business plan, maybe a relationship, a marriage, to just have this total trust. And not only having this trust that, yeah, it will absolutely 100% work out for me, but also just having the trust that even if it doesn't work out the way you would like it to work out, you will have the strength to rebuild yourself again. You will always have the strength to rebuild yourself again. As long as you're alive, you will have that strength, that wisdom, and that inspiration to stand up, to get up again. Yeah, win, wealth, and totality. That's a really nice combination. And the last card, awareness. This is, on one hand, there is something about your spiritual journey. Maybe whatever comes in here for you has something to do with your spirituality for some of you. For others, there's also something about remembering something or realizing something that you haven't seen yet, that something was in the background, something was hidden from you that was very positive, like some kind of old money, hidden money, inherited money that you forgot about, or that was hidden from you, or something that you just didn't expect that would also pop up. This is something I'm getting here. You might also start to remember, like somehow there's something about your business, your finances, and your perception here and your memory. Yeah, I feel like for some of you there is something about something was forgotten. And if it's not literally money, then it could be something else of value, of material value, some kind of object in your home, in your house. Like an old book or some antique furniture. Maybe you didn't even know how much something is worth. You might, though, not even care about it too much because you feel like you already have a lot. You're already in this energy of this total win. You might also be feeling like going for a lot of walks. Despite success and improved finances, you will not be superficial. I also feel like some will just put the money aside for a while and enjoy nature. There's also something about splitting up from friends and family members for maybe not for a while, but at least the ones with whom you don't get along. Sometimes out of politeness we stick to people, but there's something here as well. Or maybe so far you haven't realized something about someone and you will soon realize that. There's a lot of time on your own, but it's a very, very peaceful and happy time. You will ironically feel like not wanting to spend a lot of money, even though you just recently experienced this gain. It's very peaceful. Yeah, you could be into going on city trips by yourself or just with someone you have known for a long time, someone whom you can trust, or going for a walk through the forest. There's also something about not talking. To some people, you don't want to talk because you don't like them anymore, but there's also something positive about not talking. Something about being together without talking because two people or several people that trust each other enough, they don't have to constantly talk. They can just enjoy silence and walking together. That's very nice. I will just end it here. I think I said all the most important things. Like, I feel like there's a lot of details coming up. There are too many. I don't want to take the reading too far. At the bottom of the deck, we have the reality card. I feel there's some kind of disillusionment here underlying in your reading. Two aspects that have to be discovered, two extremes that have to come to some kind of balance. Yeah, maybe with the first situation here, there was something for you to learn, something to learn to see through. Yeah, maybe it was some kind of test. But you will solve it and you will come out stronger and even wiser. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh my god, I did something wrong here with my cards. I'm gonna pull some. I mixed all of this up here. Unfortunately, I was very busy with my housework today. I must have shuffled my cards in a very thoughtless way because I mixed two different decks up. Yeah, those are the animal cards. Yeah, that should not be it. No, there's still an animal here in the middle of the health and lifestyle tarot. Okay. I'll soon be done here and then we will finish your reading. All animals. Okay, let's start with the health and lifestyle. Usually I do not interpret these cards too much. I will just mainly keep it up to you, what you want to see in those cards. And just sometimes when I think I'm seeing something very, very important, I will mention it. So, it's nose. Maybe someone's being nosy. Shopping. It's actually the opposite of what I was saying earlier. YouTube. Treat yourself. Ears. Ice cream. Strength training. That's quite suitable with the Pretends card, at least with all the muscles in the picture. Herbs. Art. Iron. Water. Flowers. Meds. Travel. One more. Veins. Oh, sorry. Okay. And we will finish with the sarcastic animal messages. You can either interpret the energy of the card and this little slogan at the bottom, or you can just erase the little sentence and just look at the animal. If that specific animal has a meaning to you. Okay. Cow, I'm sensitive and underrated. Hare, I'm always pregnant. Fly, life is short. Butterfly, I'm fragile yet tenacious. Worm, I'm spineless. Croc, my brain is small, my mouth is big. Sorry, I have to say it. I think these two cards, they go along well with the person I described in the beginning. Horse, I'm loyal, but I can throw you off when I'm moody. And the last one is the Rhino, I'm horny. Okay, I'll leave it here. Thank you for watching.